That feels good. The Eagle has landed. Altitude, velocity, light. And down. 220 feet. We copy you on the ground. 3, 2, 1. Lift off.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 30 of... Oh, God, I just broke the microphone.
That's a great start, Lynn.
We're off to a rolling start. Episode 30. What is up? What's up?
Woo!
Yeah! Awesome. As always, we got Josh in the booth. We have Hannah on the chair. And welcoming Malakai m00n Linden to the team. Yeah. He just waved.
Woo!
For all that couldn't see. There we go. He's holding the stream down. So thanks for being here, Malakai. Welcome to the show. We have, drum roll, please. That's a long drum roll. Yeah.
It is. It's a pretty good one. I'm impressed.
I thought we were going to get like a little like, psh, ba-ba.
Oh, by me?
Don't drum rolls like have a thing at the end? I guess not. Okay.
No.
Well, I should have requested.
I know.
Can you give us a drum roll with a ornament at the end to announce the announcement? Thank you. Yeah.
That's more like
welcoming to the stage the wonderful, the beautiful, the talented Erin Wahed.
Thank you.
You are such a great friend. We've been homies for a long time.
Very long time.
Since the NYU days.
Yeah.
And you've just been in so many different cool, creative places in the New York City scene. So we had to talk to you. You're one of our first few non-musical performative guests, which I'm actually really psyched about because we can just sit here and talk for an hour, and that's awesome.
We do that pretty well.
Yeah, usually.
Usually.
Sometimes the claws come out.
Yeah, sometimes.
But yeah, so let's go over a little bit about who you are.
Mm-hmm.
We're also really excited because our friend Aria is in the crowd, and she also has a New York City based baking business. So
I like it.
That's super cool. A lot of cross pollination going on here.
Love that.
But yeah, you've been in the graphic design space, you've been in the video production space, you've been in the jewelry design space, you've been in the bread space, you've been in I ran out of fingers. So just start telling me a little bit about your background and your creativity and some of your inspirations.
All right, let's see. I moved here 16 years ago to go to NYU, study photography.
From where?
From Montreal.
Okay.
Yeah, I did arrive with, what was it? I had the A. That was a thing. The Canadian A. I managed to get rid of it.
What? The A train from Canada?
Oh, Lane,
that
really?
Stops in...
No, the A. Like...
Inwood.
No,
what?
the thing Canadians say, A.
Oh, yeah, sure. EH.
Yes, EH. Okay, that didn't really follow. Oh, well.
You still say that.
No, I don't.
No?
No, I got rid of it. I was very clear about that.
Oh, okay. You still say Zed, though.
Yes, I do say Zed. Z is just not a thing. Like, why?
That's what we say about Zed. But, okay.
I also
Zed
say,
is dead, baby.
I also say pasta, avocado.
I like all of them. I don't think you should have gotten rid of the A either.
Maybe I'll bring it back.
Bring it back.
Okay. Anyways, came here 16 years ago to go to NYU. I studied photography. I did a minor in math for a hot second.
I didn't know.
Yeah. My father said if you're going to study photography, then you got to do something useful.
And you picked math.
Well,
you picked math.
He wanted the business side, and I was good at math in high school.
Sure.
But then you realize high school calculus is very different than college calculus. And then you get to linear algebra, and then it doesn't make any sense. And then you call your father and say, I love you, but I'm going to do something else. Mm-hmm. And he was like, okay. So then I did a minor in Italian. And then, I continued photography. I did that. I made really abstract photography. And from there, it's that kind of thing. My dad's a businessman. My mom's an artist. I've always kind of had that mix. Mm-hmm. And I think it was, the idea of if you're going to be a successful photographer or artist of any kind, I think you need to have that feeling of waking up and making and wanting to do that every single day. And if you don't have that drive, it's going to be a hard road. And I think with photography, I didn't, at least at that time, I didn't have that drive. And so, you know, I was like, what's the business side of photography? And actually at NYU, I took Jeff Rabhan's class, the business of artist management. And, you know, because I was like thinking about how can I manage artists, not necessarily musicians. And so I was like, oh, let me take that class, use the tools. And from there, you know, maybe there's going to be something useful. And he became a mentor of mine on top of that. And he's incredible. And he actually just recently left NYU for something else. But besides the point, yeah, so I left school and worked in photography for a hot second with fashion photographers, then went off to work at Pentagram with graphic designers.
Yep.
And, you know,
Whose
it's kind
team
of...
were you on at Pentagram?
I was on Eddie Opara's team and Natasha Jen's team, and I met some of the best people there that I'm still friends with today. That place is a really, really special place. You know,
Yeah,
on
if you
top
guys don't know, that Pentagram is like the world's largest independent design firm. They're awesome. They have some of the top designers in the world.
Paula Scher, Michael Beirut are some of the most incredible designers. You know, if you've seen all the New York Public Library stuff, no, sorry, not New York, the Public Theater. She's done all of that, all of the MoMA stuff. She's truly incredible. And Michael's just... That man is the best salesperson I've ever met, on top of being a genius when it comes to design. He is incredible as a salesperson.
Cool.
But yeah, I was there for a number of years, and on the side started a jewelry line with my mother, who'd been making jewelry since she was 15. And that was kind of a happenstance thing. And then...
How did that come about?
That came about because of my photography senior show. We ended up... I never wore any jewelry. Actually, I'm not wearing any today, and that was...
This is the first time I've ever seen you not wearing any jewelry.
Well,
Usually
I'm wearing
her
this.
Hands are completely covered
I know.
in rings and
as I was like
earrings
on the
and everything.
train, I was like, I am not wearing any jewelry, and we're going to be talking about this.
No,
This
it's
is so
great.
bad.
There's no rules here.
No, I know, but I'm actually wearing a vintage piece of my mother's that she made years ago. So
oh, very cool.
yeah, the earrings aren't worth talking about. So
the only ring I've ever owned is yours.
Yes.
And it was amazing. I'm not wearing it now because
we both suck.
Yeah, but it's
yeah.
You guys made like super cool like rings that like went under your finger and then like spanned multiple fingers, like really edgy, groundbreaking stuff.
You know, I think my photography was heavily inspired by the Bauhaus movement and minimalism and abstracting everyday shapes and lines, and you know, it all dealt with color and tones. And what ended up happening is, you know, growing up the daughter of a jeweler, my mother would always be like, let's make something, you know, and I would play around in the studio, but jewelry was never really something that was for me. It requires patience, something I don't have. But funny enough, we'll get to it, a lot of things I'm doing now require patience, and I seem to have it. Or I seem to have grown up to appreciate it. I think quarantine helped, but anyway.
Gotta let that dough rise.
Exactly. But what you realize about sourdough, which we'll get to,
We'll get to that.
Anyways,
don't give it away.
I'm not going to give it away. So anyway, so then where was I? Photography, graphic design. Oh, jewelry. You were asking me how did that start? So yeah, for my senior thesis show, you know, again, I didn't wear any jewelry, and my mother, you know, we were on a Christmas vacation, and there was a Pierre Cardin book in the hotel. In our hotel room, and we were flipping through it, and my mom was like, why don't we design a piece together that you're going to wear to your opening? And I had just seen Michael Jackson's This Is It, and sorry guys, you know, I know he's canceled, but
the art will go on.
The art will go on, and also his outfits.
Yeah,
he has probably...
Was that the documentary?
Yes, it was the documentary, and at one point he's on stage and he's wearing these sequin pants, he's wearing a white shirt, and he's wearing white socks and black loafers. And it was just iconic. And I was like, that's what I want to wear to my opening. Yeah. And so I got these pants made with black and gold sequins. And I ended up wearing black.
Did he keep the pants on? Sorry, I missed the opening for that joke completely. Like by like 2 lines. I was just like, how do I work in? Okay, never mind. Yes.
I still have the pants. I should have worn the pants. That would have been hilarious. But no, so I wore. So I knew what the outfit was that I wanted, and she's like, "Why don't we design something that's going to go with it?" And so I wore. I ended up designing with her this ring that, you know, like you were describing before, the line, but it goes under and down, and when you look at it straight on like this, it looks like you have a line going through your finger.
Yeah, show it to the camera.
Oh, sorry, looks like a line that you straight through. Anyway, that's really difficult.
Is there a word for that like style of jewelry? Wish we had a photo to pull up, but we'll, next time. Because you were the first.
We were. You know what? We
that.
weren't the first. 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐄𝐃, who's a German jeweler, is actually the one. And my mother and I actually both have a ring by her. We have the same ring, and my father got it as a gift for one of our big birthdays that we shared. Mm-hmm. But she was actually the first. And I think the best way to describe it is like...
You and your mom share a birthday?
No, but I mean more like it was like her 50th, my 30th or something. No.
Okay.
Wrong age difference. But anyways, it was like a big, milestone birthday for both of us.
Okay.
But so we both got this 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐄𝐃 ring, but it was what inspired kind of the design, which is the idea that it's floating shapes. Mm-hmm. It's not actually
very minimalistic,
extremely minimalistic, but you're not wearing ring, you're wearing like shapes on your hands. Mm-hmm. That was kind of always how I described it.
Cool.
And so we designed this ring, and it was gold and black diamonds. And so, after I wore it for my show, I was like, is there any way you can make it for me in silver? Because I was like, I want to wear it, but I don't feel comfortable wearing gold every day because I hadn't been wearing stuff. And so she made it for me in silver. And then, I would wear it around every day. And on the subway, I was holding the thing and people would be staring at me at restaurants. Like it was everywhere. And, my father... Supply and demand was taught to me very young. It was hammered at the dinner table.
Love you, Simone, if you're watching.
Yes. I hope so. Out. We'll see. And so, I remember, how there's certain moments in your life where you remember exactly where you were when you have a conversation, like a very kind of important conversation. So I remember walking in Union Square right in that entrance, like right near that subway. I remember calling and talking to them like I was in the morning walking to work. Mm-hmm. And I called them and I was like, so we've got the demand. I think we should create the supply. Mm-hmm.
Because you had
it's just like people wanted this.
Subway asking you.
Yeah, that everywhere I would go, people were like, "Where did you get that? How can I get that?" Yeah. And so it was kind of like there is the demand.
Yes,
I have a mother who makes jewelry really well.
It's also the nice thing about living in New York is like if there's a demand here, there's probably going to be a demand everywhere because if it's out there, they have it here.
Exactly. So I ended up. Convincing my mother to hop on the train of, as she would call it, one of Erin's little projects, which, she thought it was just a little project. And then obviously it became a lot more than that.
Well, you were just little Erin, so.
But, I think my mother in her mind originally thought she was like, oh, this is nothing. Sure, we can do this, and the idea was to create a ring line.
Yes.
But what you realize quickly is that rings are actually the hardest thing to sell because it involves sizes. But anyways, it was all the first collection was all inspired by the Bauhaus, and and every piece was named after it. So we had the Mondrian ring, we had the Van der Rohe ring, like everything was named. And and so my mother, we designed together. She handmade all the pieces, and she had her own jewelry line for years called Janice Kerman Design, which she just retired, but that's kind of why we closed 9 years later. But so started with a ring line. I was doing everything from the creative direction to the sales. Anything front end I was doing. Anything back, anything physically manufacturing was her.
You're a good team.
Yeah, we were a great team. It's people are always like, so how was it like working with your mother? And I think it's the best and worst person to work with. Because the best thing is like when we were sitting down designing, there was like a telepathic connection. Like I could just scribble something and she'd understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
Whereas when you with someone else it'd be a lot harder, but then you can yell and scream, which typically it's a different dynamic. So
and she's very creative, having done that her whole life, so it wasn't like you were trying to teach her how to do her job. It was like she was extremely competent doing that.
And I learned I think it really I will say for what I do now for my career, which I got into later, sales at its core really. And my mother's the best salesperson I know. She was the one who was
selling all her own pieces.
She
talking
from
to the buyers
and from 8
stores.
years old, I was behind the booth with her at trade shows, and I was her salesperson.
Wow.
And so you had the little mini Janice, because I look like her, and she'd give me the spiel, and
which was.
I still know it.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the Janice spiel. I can't wait.
The spiel is like the description of the pieces, so it was like, these pieces are one of a kind, sterling silver, 18 karat gold, precious and semi-precious gems. That was like the spiel kind of thing. And, like you would never, I think there is an art to sales. The idea is, you never push. You know, people ask you questions, you answer. You know, if they try something on, maybe if it doesn't look good, you never say it looks good. If it, you know, if there's something else you think might look better, then you suggest it. You know, it's a dance. It's not forceful. And, you know, if they don't like it, they walk away. You know, there's certain words she hates when people would walk around and be like, it's cute. She'd be like, oh, cute. That's awful. You know, nice and cute were words that my mother hated people describing her jewelry as, which I kind of appreciate. But anyway, so yeah, from 8 years old.
I feel the same way, but about me.
Yeah.
Somebody calls me cute. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm not cute. I'm not cute. And I flex, and it gets really weird because I'm like flexing my muscles in like a weird shirt. Yeah, no, that's weird. Yeah.
Lane, you're cute.
No, I get it. It's art.
It's art. Yeah. No. So, you know, I did this trade show with her every single year from 8 years old. And well, this is the biggest part of it, which, you know, why I loved going is because, you know, at 8 years old, I think as I got older, my dad was like, so, you know, Erin, if you sell a piece, mommy will give you commission.
Oh, you were making commission at 8 years old?
It probably wasn't 8.
You're
it was
a natural born salesperson. Wow, this is amazing. I did not know this background.
And I remember the time when I sold a gorgeous, really expensive piece. Yeah. And it was just, you know, it was a feat. Yes, you know? Yes. And also look, you know, what kind of how much of a fun play is that you have like a mother-daughter duo selling beautiful jewelry, and
you probably made better sales than any adult. Like, who's gonna turn down a cute kid peddling their mom's jewelry? It's amazing.
It's great. So yeah, anyway, so you know, but I will say that, you know, I learned the art of sales from her, and that translates to what I do now, you know.
How much did they give you for the
commission?
Yeah, for that one, that gold piece.
I forget. But no, it was like, you know, at the end of every show, it'd be
one Montreal bagel.
No, it was cash, Lane.
Okay, good.
it was cash.
They did it right.
It was done right. My father, you know.
Yeah.
He made sure.
He cut you a check.
Yeah. No, I remember like, yeah, there'd be calls like, so how you doing? How you doing? Mm-hmm. What's selling? You know, it was it was cute.
What do you mean? That was from your dad?
My dad would call because he wouldn't come to the shows usually, or sometimes he would, and then he'd check in. So he's like, "So, what are you selling?"
Got it.
But yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the intersection of art and commerce is really interesting. You know, it's a place where like it's even more important that sales doesn't feel like sales, because, you know, people say like if you're a salesperson and people feel like they're being sold to, you've lost already. You know, you don't want to be salesy.
100%.
But in, you know, in business to business, there's people know it's like, oh, what's your role here? Like, you're a salesperson. Like, it's not hidden. Yeah. But in creative and art fields, it's like you have to sell the lifestyle behind it more so than even just, you know, the product or the service. It's like you're selling the idea, which kind of brings us to what you're doing now. Fast forward a couple of years, you started not only a sourdough business, but also a resin homeware business. Is all under this cool umbrella of the disco. And it's just so cool. So I want to pull up a couple pictures now that we have some context to talk about here. So let's show off some of it. What do you want to talk about for the bread? The bread came first.
Well,
right?
I think because the bread led to the resin, so sure.
Okay, let's see some bread. Malakai, get that bread up there. Yeah, look at that bread. What are those?
There's a couple. I think we've got cinnamon honey raisin there, I think, and there's probably some other flavors in there.
You have a signature lattice kind of pattern for all of the different flavors, or no?
No, it changes. I do it very early in the mornings, whatever I decide.
You're just going by flow here.
I've been doing more flowers lately. Flowers, geometric shapes.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
they're beautiful.
Thank
you.
Do
you use that little knife?
Yes. You use
that one's really cool.
Razor blade. Yeah. That's our apricot honey walnut. Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Oh, and that's my favorite flavor, to be completely honest. And it's
Paradise
lavender.
Garage.
No, this one's Chez Regine, and it's lavender, lemon zest, and honey, and it's unbelievable. It sounds weird, but it's absolutely delicious.
Lavender,
lemon zest and honey. Yeah, I actually hate the idea of lavender, but then over over Christmas last year, I was just playing with like a lemon tart, and I was like, lavender crust would be cool with that. Then this bread was born.
You were putting some lavender in our joints at some point there.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Was that around the time you were experimenting with lavender?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, cool.
And then
so
totally.
you could say I might have helped to develop.
I'll let you take credit. Why not? Why not?
Well, that's super cool. So you got into. I mean, I remember you like many people.
Yes.
You got into sourdough.
Yes.
Baking. Not like many people. You started a sourdough bread company out of your tiny apartment in the East Village. So
yes.
How did that turn? Were you just like, I just love this and I want to feed my friends
No, it wasn't that. No, it was more the fact that I left like March 16th or something. Like before New York shut down, I left and went to Montreal where my parents still live because my dad was like, I think you should come home. And I was like, well, house, backyard, big kitchen, big island in the kitchen. Might be more comfortable than being alone in a 1-bedroom apartment in the city. So I was like, okay, so I packed my bag and my carry-on suitcase with 4 outfits. And I get on a flight. And so I went and, everyone and their mother was making sourdough. And so, work
Quite literally.
Work was very slow at the beginning because no one knew what was going on. There was a lot of, it was weird. And so I would sit in the kitchen and do work, but, I had some time and I asked my aunt to get me some starter. And I remember she delivered it and she also got some for herself because she hadn't tried it either. And the thing is, let's back up because the most important thing is I've always loved cooking, but baking is something that's new for me. Because baking requires chemistry, it requires patience, it requires precision. And cooking for me is very instinctual. It's like, it's a feeling,
You're spinning around, throwing spices across the
That's
kitchen,
exactly how
doing
I look.
Footwork.
Totally dancing, all the things.
The baking is like you're in the lab.
Well, but that's what I thought, know, and what I've realized, like especially doing bread for so long, but it's a feeling too, once you learn the basics. It's kind of like when you learn how to, make a roast, a certain roast. Like once you learn the basics of certain things, you can fuck with them. And I think the same thing with baking. Once you learn the basics of how to do, a certain kind of cream or whatever, you figure it out in terms of like desserts. So anyways, I got sourdough starter. I learned how to make bread but then I started giving myself baking challenges and cooking challenges every week. And so I did that all through quarantine. And it was my way of like, it was a form of creative expression. Because I was just like, let me try to make like macaron, like the hardest thing possible. And it was so hard. That? The French macaron, like the macaroons?
What we would call a macaroon, yeah. Macaron.
Macaron.
Can you teach us how to say that?
Macaron.
Macaron.
C'est bien.
All right, like guys, say it with me. Macaron.
Macaron.
Macaron. Okay, great.
So yeah, no, like I did that. I did baklava, but with homemade phyllo dough, which I will never do again. But anyways, the point being was that I started, I learned how to do bread, and I actually had a friend that I met on a dating app. And the only reason I had swiped on him was because he had photos of loaves in the background. Oh,
smart move.
And
Wish I thought of that one.
And so, no, but it was great because he was also like a religious Jew, Yeah. And, I knew that the match was not going to be right, but I was just really intrigued by...
You don't like Jews?
I am Jewish, Lane.
I know that.
But very religious, is very different.
Yeah. Was he like Hasidic?
His name was Menachem. Yes, Lane.
Is that macaron? Menachem macaron.
Anyways.
King of the Jews.
We'll move on from there, Lane. But the point being that he became kind of like my baking coach. So I would ask him questions and stuff like that. But
really, wow.
Yeah, no, it was really, really helpful.
He really knew what he was doing. He wasn't
he
putting the loaves on there
he had like a little baking business that he would like
Is Arya laughing? I hear Arya giggling.
No, he would make like 160 loaves a week.
Yeah.
Like no, he had like a full on business. He was my first bread. He was my first flour dealer. Not that kind of flour dealer, guys.
Oh sure. Macaron, what do you put in these flowers?
No, it was anyways, but the big point is, like, I started making this bread, and everyone from New York was like, oh, I want to try the bread. And so when I came back, you know, my kitchen, it's very small. You cannot do pastries or any kind of dessert if you need countertop space to roll stuff out. And
Aria,
bread,
do you concur with that?
it's very important. Like, you need the space.
Yeah.
And so
to make bulk.
well, just like if you're making croissants, you need to, like, you know, roll out to this big. Like, it's not, you can't deal with a block that's like 20 by 20.
I see.
And so that's all I got. I got a wooden block that's 20 by 20, and you can do bread on that. And so when I came back, I was like, you know what, I'll make bread for my friends. And so I started doing that, and then, you know, just people kept liking it and wanting it. And then, you know, because I come from branding and I had a jewelry line and all this stuff, like, my mind immediately goes to, I want to put these in bags, but I want a logo on the bags when I give it to these people, you know? And so then I reached out to a friend of mine, Hamish Smythe, who I met at Pentagram, and I was like, I remember...
Is it pronounced Smythe?
It is Smythe.
I've known him for so many years.
You thought it was Smith?
So I thought it was just the Australian way of spelling
Smythe.
Smith. It
It's
has
Smythe.
a Y in it.
It has a Y.
Okay.
Sorry,
Hamish.
But what happened... we love you. No, what happened was, you know, it's always funny. It's actually funny because you've come up with names for a few of my things, and we'll get to that. But actually, every brand that I've had, other people have come up with the names. Like, Bonded Cat came from, like, I think my mom's assistant.
Oh, cool.
At the time, because, you know, we were thinking of, like, and it kind of has a double entendre because it was, you know, they were rings that go across 4 fingers, so it was band of the 4 fingers.
I never thought about that, like the band
of 4. Yeah. But then it was also like you're part of the special group if you have one. But anyways, Sourdough Disco came because my friend Kristen Kramers, she was actually the first to kind of like video me doing bread, and we were just talking, and I had this obsession with disco that was born during quarantine.
Yes,
and
I remember.
And we were listening to disco, and she's like, sourdough disco, and I was like, oh my god, sourdough disco, that's
There
the
it
name.
is.
So I remember calling Hamish and sending him a message and with a picture of the bread, and I was like, Hamish, imagine if the bread was a disco ball. What do you think?
Yeah.
As a logo. And he was like, done. And by that evening at 11 o'clock, he sent me the logo, and I was like, this is genius.
It's such a great story. I mean, because you were having like disco Friday nights, like with your folks.
Yes, that
in
was
your
a big
place.
thing
we
in
would
quarantine.
do like some dinner party, Zoom hangouts, and it's just like, it's such
Disco
a story.
Fridays.
Like it was born out of this thing that was really happening, and I mean, you've always liked disco though.
But it really, you know, I think it was born like my parents met at a disco club.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's always been part of my life, but I think
Yep.
my obsession became during quarantine because it was happy music, you know, and we would just, like, as you said, every Friday we would have disco Fridays. And so we would do like hors d'oeuvres, martinis, and just like drink and dance to disco. And it was a soundtrack
with
to
the parents.
We didn't go that far.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just thought because you're so joyous. Cool.
And then, you know, so the resin, I guess that's the next one, right? So,
well, you tell me. It's your life.
It is my life, right?
Hannah, do you have any bread stories?
Oh, none for me. No bread stories. I was captivated.
Did you bake anything during the shutdown, the lockdown?
None that
Anybody
would be
up there? Anybody
no.
get into baking?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about
let's
your
hear it.
baking escapades.
I got into the sourdough.
Like everyone and their mother, yes.
And
All right.
the first one I made was perfect, and then every one I made after that was horrible.
That is exactly
Really?
the same story
No.
I had when I was making beer with Brian.
Yeah,
Like
you
the
just get
first
lucky.
one, it was amazing. Everybody loved it. It was
Yeah.
perfect. And then we could never top it. We kept buying
One-hit
fancier
wonder.
shit. And
Wow.
it would never be as good. Yeah.
No, it was the kind of thing where I was doing it wrong for a very long time, but people actually were still liking it. But I realized I wasn't letting the bread rise enough. And over Christmas, I had the time to fix it and figure out my process, and then I did. But people...
You didn't have the time during the lockdown to tweak the recipe. took what's that?
I didn't
9
actually.
months
I
to-
didn't actually realize what I was doing was wrong.
Right.
You know, Mendy was kind of. I finally had met him, so you know the whole thing was I never met
This is
him.
the Jewish guy.
Yes.
I love this. Hinge is starting businesses. I've never heard of something like this.
Oh, it is. You know.
Amazing. Scott, what about you?
Baking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I started doing pies too. Like
yeah, I did
key lime
pies, yeah.
Just like just a similar experience where food explosion, just like tons of cooking. I got a cast iron skillet to really like do some meat dishes well. So it was a great time for food exploration.
I agree. Yeah.
I just found a beautiful condition Lodge 12-inch skillet right outside my apartment on the street. Somebody had a pile of like non-stick.
Refurbish that.
Yeah. Oh my god. I just need to do a little refinishing, reseason it. But like this person really didn't know what they had. I mean, they're only like $15, but still it made me really happy.
Yeah. Well, and it's actually better that it's used.
Well, I have to strip it and reseason it because it was a little gross.
I don't know what they were cooking in there though.
Yeah. Could be
what could it have
cat
been?
Parts.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. With cat parts.
Could have been cat pies. They could have still been on their quarantine
Like a cat wing.
cat pie kicking.
Cat wing.
Yeah.
Cats have wings?
Cat wing.
Well, I mean, buffalo wings. What is that?
Oh my god.
Oh, you're right.
Wait, what is? Oh.
Not a buffalo. Not a wing from a buffalo. I'll tell you that much.
It's a seasoned
That was a chicken belly.
wing. Yeah.
Yeah, but a wing from a bird.
I know. I was.
Yeah. All right, what you guys get quiet in the cat wing department out there.
You opened it up.
Okay, it's closed again.
Shut the door.
Cool. So
Yes.
this evolved
This evolved. So
into
So yes, this evolved into, I was making bread, and I actually didn't. The fun fact is that for years I never ate bread. So people were really surprised that I started making bread.
you don't have a gluten intolerance.
No, it wasn't that. I was just kind of paleo for years.
Oh, that's right. I remember the paleo.
I just didn't really eat gluten or grains or legumes. Like it was just, meat and vegetables.
Gluten and grains, legumes. Oh my. Okay, sorry about that.
So, anyways, I started eating my bread, and I would have people over, and I'd make like cheese plates and things like that. And I remembered as a kid, my grandmother always had a lazy Susan, and I love the idea of something.
I don't think you could say that anymore.
No, what the fuck are we gonna call it then?
Well, you have a great replacement name for it.
Brian came up with that, the lazy Sylvester.
Yeah, can we pull the lazy Sylvester up on the screen, please? It's the third resin photo. There we go.
There you go.
That is the lazy Sylvester. Can you tell me where that came from?
Yeah, so I had bought a record player.
Known as a lazy Susan.
Yes.
Traditionally.
Exactly. So I bought a record player, and I was one day I was just like watching it spin, and I was like, it'd be so cool if you could.
Were you high?
I knew you were gonna ask that. No, I wasn't. It was just an idea that popped in my head. Cool.
Okay.
And I was just like, it'd be so cool if you could create a lazy Susan out of a record.
Yes.
But too thin. So how do you thicken it up? And so I didn't know anything about resin at the time, but I was like, plastic, submerge it in plastic. Then I looked up resin, then I realized, okay, this product exists, but I didn't know there were molds. So I built my own mold, then I ruined something doing that. Anyways, besides the point.
Yeah.
Ended up doing it, thickening it, realizing that why the hell do I need a record in here? I love color, and color's what I do. I can play with color.
Yep.
And so then I started pouring different colors and figuring out the method. And then it went from lazy Susans to platters to plates to cheese boards to vases now, which people seem to be really loving. So
cool.
Yeah.
Is this the first time since the jewelry that you've sold like products, like
other
things?
Than, do we consider bread products?
No, it's a food stuff.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Cool. They're so cool. Yeah, go to resinatthedisco.com.
Thank you.
And sourdoughDisco.com and check them out. They're super, super awesome.
Thank you. And so funny enough, Liz, who I work out with in the morning, she's the one who came up with Resin at the Disco.
Okay.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, because it's just like, my apartment's the disco, at the, like. Yeah.
Is she a pop punk fan?
No.
Really?
No. No, I think because she calls her gym, like in her backyard, the den. So she's like, what are you going to, like, what's the house? She's like, it's the disco. And she's like, it's Resin at the Disco. It's sourdough at the disco.
You're telling me this wasn't a Panic at the Disco pun?
No. No, I swear to God it wasn't.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, by chance, have any that you'd like to
I do.
show off?
I brought show and tell. Like,
Yeah. All right, let's see them.
This is
All right.
a cheese board.
Can we get a close up? Close up on that cheese board. Yeah. So these are actually like attached.
They are attached.
They're like
And so
little
it's-
containers.
Yeah, the idea is that, salt, salt or olive oil or cheese or jam and honey. There you
beautiful.
go. Or, pits and olives. Like, yeah. So, yeah, no, it was just like I created these things and then I kind of was sitting with it and I was like, it'd be so cool if they were attached.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that. And then, there's plates.
Ooh.
And, I brought 2 plates, but yeah.
Very
So
cool.
It's, yeah, it's fun.
Oh, this is like your first trade show for Resin at the
It
Disco.
is.
That's awesome.
It's quite fun.
I love them.
So yeah, no, it's been really fun. It's
You like the material? It's
I do.
Durable.
It is like
Is dishwasher safe?
it is not dishwasher
Okay.
safe.
Hand
That's-
wash only.
Hand wash only, and yeah, you wouldn't want to put it in direct heat.
Yeah.
It is plastic.
Yeah.
but
Don't heat it up.
Yeah, you don't.
Microwave too
No.
much? No microwave.
No. Yeah, it will melt.
Don't do guys. Do not
Yes.
put your resin in the microwaves.
Nope.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool.
So yeah.
Well, we're gonna get ready to play some games.
Oh my God, I love games.
But the thing that's gonna get us into this is the final link in the disco chain, which is your.
Wait, you. I think you need to introduce her because I think you came up with a name.
I only helped.
Okay. No, you
You
did.
set up the whole
I did.
situation. But yes, Erin had me over a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Our friend Brian Parker was in town.
Yes. He was on the
and
show.
He's been on the show a couple times.
Yes,
yeah.
he has.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were having dinner. You're my favorite dinner party host, by the
Thank
way.
you.
You just know how to curate the people, the food, the dishes. You have an eye for a cheese plate like no human ever has had before.
Thank you, Lane.
Yeah, but you were telling us, like, guys, I'm finally doing it. I'm getting a bird. And we had all known. I mean, we were like in the lockdown. Once you like moved back to the city, we had both been swapping bird videos.
Yes, well, and we both had bird feeders. You remember?
Bird feeders. Yeah, I got a little bird feeder that hung outside of my
Yeah.
window. I think you had a bird feeder in
I did.
Montreal.
No, it was like here.
Only when you moved here. Yeah,
it was here,
I remember
and-
that's when we were
yeah.
doing the videos, but I didn't
Yeah.
know exactly when your fascination struck. But
Well, yeah, I had birds as a kid. I had budgies.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
you had some. We were both really into the mourning dove. You had some even like come into your apartment.
yeah, that was the crazy thing. The seeds kept coming like in, and I would
Yeah.
keep my balcony door open. And at one point, I had a mourning dove walk into my apartment, and I have very high ceilings, and I have a lot of trees.
Yeah.
big plants
in her apartment.
in my apartment, and so at one point the dove got scared. Then it started flying, and I had to he was stuck in the tree, and I had to grab him and bring him out. And I was just like,
A fiddly fig to
A fiddly
be
fig.
precise. Yeah.
but I was just like, it was so nice having
Yes.
birds.
Yes.
It just like
That
was
brought you a
reminiscent.
lot of comfort that there
It
was
did.
basically a pigeon loose in your apartment. That's amazing. That's how we know you're a true natural bird owner. But anyway, so we were, talking about
Yes.
birds a lot, IDing birds.
Yes.
Once I got a cardinal, I sent you a video. I was super happy about it.
I got a lot. I still get a lot of blue jays.
Yeah, there's a lot of blue jays in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
The East Village.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Big blue jay part
Yeah.
of town. But
Yep.
anyway, but then you got in trouble. You couldn't have the
Yes.
bird feeder anymore because the birds were dropping the seeds into your courtyard, and I was very sad. So I was trying to research some feeders that
still
would
remember
attach to
this.
your window instead,
Yes.
like suction cup things,
Yes.
but didn't work out. It didn't pan
No,
out, unfortunately. Fuck that landlord.
Yeah, seriously.
And then. But finally, we fast forward to this dinner party, and you say,
Yes.
"Guys, I'm doing it. I'm getting a bird."
Yep.
And I think earlier that day, you had sent us a picture of the cage that you had picked out for the bird,
Yep.
and you were like, "This is the Rolls Royce of cages." And then we were talking, and I get there, and obviously it's disco night. She has a disco ball in her living room and a light for it.
Yeah.
It's you have to go.
You're all invited.
Yeah, but so I was like, do you know Rose Royce, the disco band? They one of my favorite disco songs. They're all, we can't play it, unfortunately. We'll get shut down. But but they're an amazing group. Really big on
the song.
I can sing the classic synth line. Carrie, tell me if you know this sample. Wow, 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 wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Amazing song. I don't do it justice at all.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That was really good. Yeah.
It's like a classic. Like, it sounds kind of mogy. It's like a mono 70s synth.
Yeah.
Love Don't Live Here Anymore by Rose Royce.
And also Car Wash.
Yeah, they're most known for Car Wash, but yeah. Love Don't Live Here Anymore.
There we go.
That song is just, it's one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's play this song, get us into disco night. And you were like, wait, Rolls Royce of bird cages, Rose Royce. Maybe I should name the bird. And you didn't even know the sex of the bird at this point, but you were like, it works because you could go Rose or you could go Royce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a double whammy.
Yeah.
So
it's a double whammy. So yes, that was the night she was named.
What's his name?
Rose Royce.
Rose
We
Royce.
call her Rosie. Yeah.
And she came out as a beautiful, beautiful bird.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
we have
you.
some pictures. Pull up some, round of applause for Rose Royce.
Her hatch day was June 20th.
Oh, June 20th.
Yeah, she's a Gemini as well.
Here's both of you guys posing for the
Rose.
camera. Mm-hmm. Was that when you were dressed as her?
No, do we have a picture of that?
I don't think we have a picture of that. I thought that might be it. You guys just look alike regardless.
Oh my god.
Well, what? It's like mother, like
we
daughter.
do. No, I dressed up as her for Halloween. It was hilarious.
I wish we had a picture of that. Okay, you'll have to follow Erin on Instagram for that one. But this is her Rose Royce's Rolls Royce of bird cages.
Well done, Lane.
It is so cute. And there's a little disco ball if you look closely in there. Super cool.
Yeah. She is sleeping at the moment.
Right now?
Yep.
Aw, look at that.
Yeah.
Can we, do you have, your phone is down the hall.
Yes, it
That's
is.
all right.
But
We'll get
she's
the
on
bird cam later.
Yeah.
Man, you should just live stream her 24/7. That's what I would do if I had. Oh, we have another one.
Oh, this
You sent me this morning.
This is wet, Rosie.
And you were like, Rose just took her like first bath or something. I was like, oh, is that her brush? And you're like, no, that's mine.
Yes, Lane.
I thought you had the electric toothbrush next to her, and then that was her beak brush or something. But it's okay. Yeah.
Her beak brush. Okay.
I don't know. I don't have a bird. Do you brush her, or you just stick her under the faucet?
No, when she showered today.
Yeah. How do you do that?
It was truly the cutest thing.
Tell us about it, please.
No, I've been told that cockatiels love the water, but I've been trying for this entire. I only got it on Friday, and so now tomorrow will be 1 week that we're home together.
Aw. It's the first time you've left her.
No, I've gone to work.
Okay.
The first day on Monday, I was alone with her, and you know when mothers have crying babies, it was the first time that I was like, oh, this is going to be rough. I was like, I don't know if I made the right decision here. And then she's gotten more comfortable, and now she's doing great.
She was just making noises.
Well, like every time I would leave the room out of her sight, she would scream.
So cute.
No,
not cute.
not when
the cute part.
Because the thing is, they chirp, but then there's octaves.
We know all about octaves here. Yeah. What does that mean in bird language?
So there's the cute chirps, and then there's the piercing chirps.
Okay.
And like a smoke alarm, when it's dying.
Yeah.
That very loud. Yeah. That's the piercing chirp, and when that's on your shoulder and right in your ear.
Yeah.
Very loud while you're trying to do work.
That's what they call an octave? Or do you just mean... Well, this isn't like a real term. Like you were just saying that.
Yes, I was I was referring to the fact that the chirps has octaves.
Yes, right. So you're talking about the high pitched chirps.
There we go.
Not so fun. Yeah.
Yes, not so fun.
Understood.
But yeah, no. So she likes water, and so I'd given her, I put a bowl to see if she goes in because some of them like to take baths that way. But then my friend
had one of those next to my bird feeder. I had a hanging bowl.
Exactly.
They didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the mourning doves really.
I don't know if they like the bowls, but no. But my friend, he has a cockatiel, and he was saying like he brings his into the shower like with him. And
Is
I was
this
like,
the Jewish guy with the bread? Oh, okay.
Totally other guy. No, and
He takes showers with his bird?
yeah.
Wow.
No, I did this morning.
That's what happened?
Yeah, no. So she was in the bathroom with me. I was taking my shower, and
Yeah.
she was sitting like next to the sink on my towel, and so I picked her up at one point and brought her in and started flicking because he was saying he puts his on his shoulder and then like flicks water and then gets wet.
This is so cute. Oh my God.
No, but it gets better. So
Okay.
I put her. I started like flicking water on her, and then there's like a movement that they make when they like the water and they kind of lift their arms up. That's what I've read. And so I see her doing that. And this is the first time. Like I've been trying to do this whole week.
Can you do it?
It was kind of like lifting the wings up,
Yes. That means they're happy.
Well, there was
With
just
the
like,
water.
yeah, it was just
Okay.
like, because they wanted the water to like get in or whatever. I don't know.
Get in their bird pits.
Yeah.
Wing
The
pits.
wing pits. And so she did that. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to go in today. Like she's going to be into it. And so I kept flicking and then more heavily flicking water. And then I was like, okay, let's see if we can submerge her under the faucet.
Oh my God.
And so I kept moving her closer and closer. And then as like her whole body was kind of entrenched with the water, she was like closing her eyes, like flickering her eyes and like moving her body and like loving it. It was the cute. I was just laughing.
Under the pressure of a
Yes.
faucet?
Yes.
I would think that would just knock her over. She's
No,
like a
she
tiny
was like-
baby bird.
No, she was like it looked like she was in heaven.
Aw.
It was truly the most adorable. Like I really wish I could have taken a video, but it didn't. Obviously, I was in the water.
Yeah. iPhones are waterproof now.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh.
For the next one.
Oh.
For the next time she's
Okay, no,
in
I'm
heaven.
gonna have to do it because it was truly the cutest thing. But then afterwards, I was like, oh my God, you're gonna get cold. You're like, so I blow dried her a bit.
You blow dry, and she liked it?
She
The blow
loved
dryer?
it.
Wow.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was
Wow.
a very good
Did you
morning.
check with the what is it, the ASCPA or something on that one? The
ASPCA.
That's it. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. I think Hannah has prepared a bird game.
Bird game.
Hannah, I think your microphone has drooped
Oh my
a bit.
God! Wow! Yikes! Didn't notice that at all.
There we go.
Okay, and we're back. It's called Human or Bird.
Okay.
Like, can we do that? Can we get everybody to say this together? Everybody, we're gonna play human or
bird.
bird. Thank you. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Tell us all about it.
Okay, so y'all are gonna hear a noise,
Okay.
and have to guess if it's made by a bird or a human impersonating a bird.
Okay. Are we both playing this game, or is this just for Erin?
Hell yeah!
No, we've got to all be playing this game.
Yeah, you
guess
guys are
so.
both playing this game.
Do we get any lifelines from the audience?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. One.
You're making the rules, sure.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah,
Okay.
6 questions. You guys get 1 lifeline.
Okay.
You can, yeah, that's it. Those are the
Great.
rules. You guys ready to start? Any more questions? Or?
Let's go.
I'm ready if you
I wish
are.
Rosie was here. She would be able to.
She's here in spirit.
Okay.
We'll play it
who
for
would,
her on YouTube later.
Yeah, we will.
Would anyone like to go first? Would anyone like to volunteer to go first?
I think
Who's feeling
Lane can.
courageous?
I'd like you to go first.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna volunteer you.
Okay.
You know a lot more about birds than I do.
I think you actually do.
Mm.
I know a lot about cockatiels right now, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We're
Was
ready
that
when you
was
are.
that the sound? The microphone stand just
think,
on the.
Wait, we're here.
Uh oh.
That's not a bird. That's a human.
Very confident answer.
Okay. Yeah, let's get the answer.
Wow. Wow. Good call.
Dude, I
Thank you.
can't believe it,
That
honestly.
was great. Yeah,
Really.
I surely would
Really? You
have
would've
guessed
guessed
that
a
was a bird.
bird?
I'm definitely going to lose this game.
Towards the end, it really starts to sound like a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
At the beginning,
it
it's very birdy.
felt.
Okay.
It also
okay,
felt
I
like
hear that.
the
Gets a little more
the
throaty at the
chirps were
end.
too like syncopated.
She
like,
got
I
a
don't
little
know.
lazy towards the end, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty good to me, but
I was really impressed. Like,
you thought it was a bird?
Yeah, like I'm
Even
taking...
when you were watching the video, when you found the clip?
I'm just like, this is gonna be hard. We're gonna stump these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Well,
Let's see. Let's
Moving
see.
on, I guess.
I'm ready.
Hannah, you did well.
Oh my gosh. It sounds like me when I'm eating Sour Patch Kids. I relate to this sound so much. It's a very human sentiment. But can I hear it one more time? I didn't even hear that part at the end. Wow, it sounds like a weird, like, Cookie Monster.
I wish Brian was here.
Yeah. Oh man, just because of that part at the end, I'm gonna have to guess human because what kind
Yeah.
of bird would make that? That's such a. It's like yum, yum, yum. Like birds don't do that. Surely I would have seen the meme already. If I follow way too many animal accounts on Instagram to not have seen that. I'm guessing human. Oh my god!
That's a cockatiel.
Oh, but it's because a human taught it that noise.
That is a cockatiel, by the way. That is not a parrot. That's a cockatiel.
Wow. Was that the actual video? Or was that a fake
Can we see
video?
that
you put?
video again?
Oh, wow. I'm calling it a fake.
You're right. Yeah.
It's a cockatiel?
That's a cockatiel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think Erin has to get an extra credit point for that. Oh, wow.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
like -1 by now.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed.
I think
That's
I
very
would not have
impressive.
guessed bird on that one either.
Yum,
Yeah.
yum, 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 yum.
Yeah, Rosie doesn't sound like that. But
Are
the
you going to
interesting
teach Rosie how to sound?
No,
Oh,
well,
she doesn't talk.
the interesting thing about cockatiels is that male cockatiels will learn how to sing and they'll learn how to they can kind of talk. But females do not.
They don't
just
make
chirp.
any noise. They
Chirp.
just chirp.
Yeah. Which might be better.
Honestly, I think that's going
I
to be
think
better
so.
for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
so.
It'd probably be fun for like the
Right, but
first,
then when
like,
you teach it that one
15
song
times
and
they
it sings
say
that same song
oh
every
my God,
day.
it'll drive you nuts.
Seriously.
In an apartment, at least. Like if you had like a
Yeah.
house, a
Exactly.
guest house for the
No,
bird.
I've seen I follow cockatiels on Instagram now, and there is, of course, and there's one that sings "I'm a Little Teapot" every day, and it's adorable. But
Yeah, but how many times does it sing that?
exactly,
every
and it's
day
not
is the
adorable.
question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
All right,
You're
let's keep
killing it.
going.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
come on. Come on.
That's
Really?
a bird. That's a bird.
I'd be shocked. That was a layup.
I'd be shocked if that wasn't
That
a
is a
bird.
layup if I've ever heard one.
I think we're ready for the answer.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's a cute bird.
It's a beautiful bird.
Wow.
That part's the best.
That part is so good. It's so sudden.
The open mouth.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Wow, can we see it one more time? Wait for it. Yeah. That's great. Wow,
That's
it
so
does
good.
the fluttering with its
Yeah,
mouth completely
yeah.
open.
Like a trap hi hat.
Yeah.
We got to sample that.
Yeah,
The-
well,
your-
didn't-
for your next 11-minute beat challenge.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, now we can't do it because now you know what it is. We'll see.
But
We'll
I
see.
clearly, you remember,
ready.
you remember Brian's track where Margot recorded birds for him? You remember that track? He had this genius track that.
Oh, I didn't know that Margot recorded birds for that track.
But you know what track I'm talking about, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was on Anja.
Maybe. I don't know. Brian would know. I really like that song. And there were birds in it.
Hannah and I are working on a song
With birds?
we recorded birds right in our very backyard for the song.
If you ever want some chirps from Rosie, we can make that
We
happen.
might need to
I
grab.
would love that.
Rosie is my favorite bird. I have never met her,
Yeah.
but I mean.
Well,
I
you
don't
have
any other
already
bird
offered to
friends.
take care of her. So
Yeah, I'll bird sit. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. We'll get some homemade chirps for this track. Lay them in there.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, I'm ready.
That's
Why are you
it.
covering your face? Put the Hannah cam on. Put the Hannah cam on. This is what I'm seeing right now because she's trying to not laugh, but I know you're laughing because why else would you have put the paper there in the first place?
She's stonewalling you.
Yeah,
I
she
think
is.
I know what's going on. I think that you put these next to each other because the first one is like, oh, that's realistic.
You're trying to
bird
think strategy here. I don't know
sounds.
if I think.
You don't think we're competent enough to have strategy?
Oh no, it wasn't that.
No.
Not at all.
You're what, I'm sorry I interrupted. You said you're trying to think strategy here, but
Right, I think because it's like when it's like multiple choice and you guess like there's no way they could all be C.
oh, you're right. So I should not.
No, I think the
Yeah.
order. I don't
I think
we-
you're trying to psych me out. Very neurotic about my strategies. No, I think that this one is a human making a realistic bird-like sound because it sounds pretty good, but I sense a little human in there. Ready?
House finch.
Oh, I've seen this guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is genius, though.
This guy is like the most popular bird call guy on
Really?
like Instagram. Yeah, he's very
Very
good.
impressive.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Good
that
work.
was very good. And he does this weird like whistle face thing where you're like I'm not gonna try to do it, but
House
he like
finch.
yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
He's a
quite cool.
good
Yeah.
whistler. Okay.
Really good.
Yeah, I need to learn how to whistle.
I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Like not at all?
No, not at all.
You can't even like regular whistle?
No.
Try just like do like
I've heard there's
Um,
YouTube videos that can teach me.
make
how.
a face like you're sucking through a straw. But like tighten the corners of your lips even more.
Lane,
then
we're
just-
gonna do this offline.
I'm doing it right now, even if we're staying here live on the stream all night.
Oh wow.
Wow. Okay, yeah, we'll work on that.
Lessons. To
Is that
do.
all of them?
Oh no, we have two more.
Oh, thank God.
That's a bird.
Love your confidence in this game.
Yeah.
Because Rosie sounds like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Ready? Ready for the answer?
Yeah.
It is a cockatiel.
Wow.
I knew it. That sounds like Rosie.
That's the sound of the bird makes. POV, I'm about to get killed by a bird.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. That's the chirp.
That's the chirp.
Yep.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful chirp.
All right,
Okay.
this is the last one,
Last one.
Lane.
Lane,
For
you
all
got
the marbles.
this. You got this. I feel good about this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a bit disorienting.
Yeah. This is like a
Yeah.
was the music there? Did
You
you
tell me.
is the question, is the music made by a human or is the music made by a bird? Or
What-
is the bird in the music?
The bird.
I think it's a collaboration between
I
a
think-
bird and a human. The human producer.
The sound you heard that sounded like it was a bird.
I think you ignore the music.
Oh, thank you, Josh. Okay, got it. Can we get the camera on Josh, please? Thank you, Josh. All right, appreciate it. Yeah, there he is. Oh, wow. One more time, please. I'm going to say bird. People are groaning. Should I have said person? Nobody thinks it's a bird.
Let's see.
I'm saying bird. Sticking with my gut. I don't think somebody would sample. Oh,
Oh, wow. I was going to guess bird.
wow.
That's a terrifying look, too.
Producer.
Bird producer.
Can we see?
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, it's pretty good, at least for a music producer to make that sound.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
That's
you won.
impressive. I think I did.
Hannah, did Erin win? Okay. Congratulations.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you won because that
you.
means you're fit to be a bird mom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Rosie's very excited
Aw.
to meet you.
Yay.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
She is.
All right. Do we have one more game?
We have one more game,
All
you
right.
guys.
Let's go.
The crowd goes fucking wild.
You guys lose your minds. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. I like
Everybody get hyped.
Well, go ahead.
Can I take it off the stand or is it not? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, sorry. Freaking out.
I was like, get hyped. Can we take it off?
it. You wanted to not
Whoa.
wear shoes, so
Take my shoes off for this one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
I asked Erin if I
God.
should wear the Crocs or not. She said, yeah, thank you. Human.
There we go.
Bird. Forgot about that.
Damn it.
Okay.
Over under. Did you
I
like
like
that?
it.
It was my voice.
That's your voice?
Yeah.
That's not a bird?
Okay. Over and under, or properly rated, Midtown East.
Oh. That's all good. He's new, guys. There it is. Do you know how this game works? Hannah, you have to
Hannah
explain
tried to
Sorry,
the
I'm
game.
sorry. We're picking a topic.
Okay.
And we're asking you.
Guys, she's confused. Look at her. She's disoriented. She doesn't know what's
so
happening.
sorry.
It just says
I'm
Midtown
sorry.
East.
That is really just okay.
You can't just tell somebody Midtown East.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like that, but
I don't.
I don't like Midtown East, but yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Well,
We're giving you a topic
Yeah.
and asking you to rate it overrated, underrated, or properly rated.
Okay.
In your opinion.
Okay. Midtown East?
Yeah.
Overrated. Yeah.
I think that's an excellent
the
answer.
face of disgust.
It definitely is.
Could not agree more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lane?
Am I going?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to hear your opinions as well.
Oh, on Midtown East?
Yeah.
I think it's properly rated because it's not rated very high. Nobody really, when people talk about Midtown as a whole, they're talking about Times Square, maybe Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's
Shout
Kitchen's
out,
where
Scott.
Rosie came from.
Yeah, she's a true disco bird then.
Yeah.
But yeah, Midtown East is more like Turtle Bay and
Yes. Murray
Hill. That's what I was trying to think
Yes.
of. Yeah, the UN. There you go. Yeah.
That's not Midtown, is it?
Overrated for the traffic they cause when
Yes.
the president comes, but
Definitely.
But no, I mean people generally aren't really rating it very highly.
True.
Yeah, so,
True.
But yeah, it's fine. Just a lot of old people,
It's true.
old rich people specifically.
And I
Yep.
hate old people. I'm just kidding, you guys. Pumpernickel bread.
Oh, that's a good one.
Underrated.
Hmm.
Yep.
Did you know it means the devil's fart in German?
No, I did not.
That's what it means.
That is a great tidbit.
Pumpernickel. Yeah. I don't know how that translates exactly.
And why?
But
Yeah.
because apparently back in the day, with the way they would traditionally make it, it would give you a lot of gas. So it's like devil's fart. Yeah.
Okay.
But I liked it when I was a kid. My grandpa really liked it. He would get like sandwiches on pumpernickel, and I don't really love it anymore.
Reeked.
Yeah, right?
Don't remember his farts, but yeah, no, I don't eat it too much anymore. But I marble rye I think is a swirl with that. So yeah, it's all right. I'm gonna say it probably is underrated.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the pumpernickel bagel.
I don't think I've ever had a pumpernickel bagel.
I don't think I have
that.
either.
All right. I'm gonna do that soon. Good call.
Yeah.
Call Malakai.
Yeah.
Buffalo Exchange.
Overrated.
Tough. Yeah.
Okay. Babies in medieval paintings.
You've been trying to sneak
I've been
this in.
trying to get us to discuss this for freaking weeks.
This is way underrated because this
I tried to
shocked
build a
me.
game around this.
You really should. This shocked me earlier, and it's genius.
Oh god.
The what? What is that?
No, Hannah was showing me this picture earlier, and
Yeah.
it shocked
she was
me.
planting the seed
Oh,
for
she
this round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the exact cross section between a 55-year-old man and a baby. It's
very
uncanny.
It's not.
While wearing a dress that looks like a girl's body, it's very odd.
Yeah, very odd. Well,
yeah, for sure.
definitely underrated.
Under.
Hearing that. Radical honesty.
Underrated.
Okay.
Underrated. Yeah.
Way underrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Craigslist.
Underrated. I got Rosie from Craigslist.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Found my breeder.
How did you search like worldwide Craigslist?
No. I searched New York City.
Oh.
Parakeets originally, because that's what I was going for. And then once I found out that once I asked her if she had cockatiels and she said she did, that's when I knew I was going to switch to a cockatiel.
When she said yes, I have them.
I have one,
That's when
yes.
you knew.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So she's a breeder based in New York City?
It's hilarious. No, she, I found her on Craigslist. We started chatting, and then she was telling me she started out with like 3 birds, and now she has 50 birds.
This is going to be you in like 2 years.
No, it will not. No, it will not.
I guess.
There will be 1 bird. I'm an only child. I will have 1 bird.
Yeah.
But
That's why you're going to keep selling them off, because you only want 1 bird.
no, but the thing is they breed. So, if you have more than 1. And so she said she started off with like 3 birds, and now she has 50. But she lives in Midtown West, I guess. And so, picked her up in this, gorgeous luxury building. And
In Hell's Kitchen?
yeah, in Hell's Kitchen. And I got handed my bag with Rosie.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Nice. I never thought that people would be breeding animals in New York City.
Well, that was
city
the thing.
limits,
It was
but
actually interesting
beautiful.
because a lot of places, you could get them in Jersey or at pet stores, but I didn't want to get a pet store bird. I wanted a baby bird. And then, I ended up finding her, and it was easy to pick her up.
Cool.
So, yes.
Nice.
How do we feel about baby voices?
Overrated.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll speak to a baby like a human being. I'm not going to pander. Like, oh, you're so cute.
I kind of have a voice for
Hello,
Rosie.
John.
Yeah.
How are you?
Really?
Yeah, I would. I haven't, but I would. Because, they have to learn sometime. I don't think it's healthy to speak to a human being like they're like a little animal or something, Like, why would you not want to? It's like that there's a trend now of, which I actually, at first, because I witnessed this trend first in LA, so at first, shout out, Carrie, to your people. At first, I saw this in LA, a family member, I was getting dinner with them and their babies, some cousins, and they said, like, they brought the kid to dinner, and they put the kid on a high chair with, they brought the food, but it was real food. It wasn't like baby mush. And they're like, we just give him the food and he eats it. And he was kind of like throwing it around and, but like he was still eating food, soft food, but like cauliflower and stuff.
Yeah.
But it made sense to me. It's like, why not just let them be regular and do the things that they will be doing eventually as much as possible. So I think it's the same thing with talking.
I agree. Okay.
Yeah. Developmentally. I mean, I'm not an expert, let me just say. I'm
You do not have a child.
Professional, don't have a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to start talking to babies like
Please do. I'm
I
really
would
excited to
talk
see
to an
this.
adult
Okay.
because I respect them.
It's all about respect.
Yeah.
It is. Sylvia Plath.
Yeah, how do we feel?
Probably underrated. I don't know. I haven't heard anyone
Don't know
talk
her
about Sylvia
work
Plath in a
very
while.
much.
Like, I don't know her work that well, but
Sylvia Plath, I think it was one of those that like high school lit program kind of like
Yeah.
ruined for me because I was forced to read her and then I haven't really gone back since. Do you recommend her?
I like the bell jar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The New Yorker. It's a good one. I don't
That was a
know.
good one.
I think it's properly rated.
It's one of those that I like, but I think is overrated. But it's good. Don't get me wrong. I still read it. I get their emails. But I think it's just it could be more on the pulse of things like actual people under 50 years old care about these days. So maybe that's not what they're going for, though,
Right,
which is
that's the
fine.
thing, the
It's not who's
audience.
buying it, surely.
Yeah.
But I think part of my aversion these days is just that like the people, the younger generation who subscribes to it, they're always so fucking proud about like subscribing to the New Yorker and bring around their New Yorker tote bags.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
We get it. You're a New Yorker.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my opinion, and
You're going to stick to
I'm
it?
sticking to it.
Okay. I like
But
it.
I still like it. I read it.
Yeah. Okay.
My dad really likes it. I always thought that was cool.
Yeah. I like that. I like that little sound effect.
Yeah, it's not a sound effect. It's Aria.
Chimes back up.
I thought it was a sound effect for like the first half of the episode, and then I realized Josh wasn't triggering that.
Ah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And lastly, how do we feel about latex?
Ooh. That's the sound of latex. Yeah, in what context?
I just got that.
Well, I was recently at Canal Plastics, which is actually quite amazing. And
What's that?
Canal Plastics is this
Is that where
awesome.
you get your epoxy? for
No,
resin?
it's they sell like you can get plastic pieces cut. They have plastic of every color. You know,
Okay.
that chessboard that I made, a lot of the pieces I got cut there and created from there. But they have latex sheets, and it kind of was just
soft
like,
latex.
yes, but like stuff that you could use for backdrops and things like that. And so that was
Got
the
it.
first time I've kind of seen latex in a while, and that kind of latex. And I I don't know. I
Got
was
a little
like,
turned on.
totally no. No, I was just like, that could be cool doing some art with it. So I don't know. I would say underrated. Sure, underrated. Yeah. What about you?
Yep. Big into latex. Let's move on. Big fan. Big fan. No, I actually just I was talking to a friend who wanted some like thigh-high latex boots, and I was helping her because I have a little bit of experience in latex. And there's this woman though in your neighborhood in East Village who was named what was her name? Something. It was like a play on like sorceress or something, but I forget. But she was like the latex making
Expert?
queen. She
Oh, wow.
she was like the best latex worker.
Latex
Custom
worker.
latex clothing
Yeah. Designer.
yeah. Like in the world, people would come from all over the world to go
Really?
to her. She designed a lot of like latex costumes for film, and she was awesome. And I was telling my friend, you should definitely go to her. I've been to her store and talked to her. She's super cool, and she just moved to Paris
Oh wow.
like a couple years ago. I found out from a little Googling, so we lost
You lost a good one.
a good one, but she's in apparently she opened her shop in Paris.
Cool.
Super cool though. She does a lot of cool. Have you ever seen the what's it called? The Jennifer Lopez Vince Vaughn horror thriller movie?
I don't do
The
horrors
Cell.
or thrillers.
You don't do horrors or
No.
thrillers? Have you
Thrillers
seen this?
maybe,
The
but no
Cell?
horror.
But it sounds
Has anybody
great.
seen The Cell?
I heard of it, but never seen it.
There's
She's in latex though, isn't she? Like in red latex, like on the movie cover or or the movie poster or something.
I don't maybe, but there's some really good latex in that movie, and like it's just like really crazy designs. Yeah, so I appreciate it from a fashion perspective.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
And that's that on that.
Amazing.
that's that on that. Nice work.
Ah, well done, Hannah.
Good job, Hannah. That was awesome.
Yep.
Well, that concludes
Our show.
Thank you so much
My
for being
pleasure.
here. Where can we follow you? Check out all your various projects. Give us the whole rundown.
There are many handles. There's �𝐿𝐷𝐃𝐃, which is me. And then, yes, that's me. ErinWahed.com has all the things I've done. And then you've got Resin at the Disco. You've got Sourdough Disco.
On Instagram.
And now you have, you've got Rose Royce the Teal.
Nice.
Yep. So.
TIEL.
Yep.
Cool.
That's the nickname for a cockatiel, I've learned.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
Well,
thank you for having me. This was lovely.
Thank you for coming. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Round of applause to our beautiful studio audience.
Yeah.
Stick around. Well, don't stick around. Tune in again next week. You can stick around until next week, but there's not going to be a lot on the channel.
Going on. No.
But our great friend Carrie Clayton is here all the way from LA.
Yeah.
He's sitting up there, and he will be on the show for, I think, the third time.
Yeah.
But for the first time in
Wow.
person, because
Very cool.
he lives in LA, and he was he did one of our favorite 11-minute beat challenges
What is that?
remotely. That's where when we have a producer on the show, we give them a secret sample that they've never heard, and they have to make a beat, like make a
Live.
song live. We can see
That
what
is
they're
so
doing.
cool.
And when they have exactly 11 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, we've only done it twice now.
That's genius.
Carrie was one of them, so
Very cool.
might make him do that again, but we'll
I
see.
think you should.
Yeah. It's very possible.
Quite genius. Can you put a bird sound in there, please?
It's possible. I was. It's very possible.
Hannah's gonna. Yeah, I feel like you
might.
got some recording to do in the next week.
Yeah.
I'll get
You
to
can
wear
come
it.
over.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
Carrie's gonna be practicing his bird sound producing from now until next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned. No, why do I keep saying that? Don't stay tuned. Just tune
Come
in
back.
again. Come back next week, Thursday, 7
Yes.
o'clock. And also tune in tomorrow, though. We're going to be doing a special nonprofit community outreach event with our friends at Building Beats, which is a New York City-based community outreach group, which helps teach kids how to make music in coming from underserved communities, and they're really, really important. The unfortunate, cutting of schools' art budgets is something that's like we're really passionate about, doing our best to try to give back to that community, because most of us here never would have gotten into music if not for music education. So we'll be talking to some kids, answering some questions with a really, really awesome panel of music professionals that's going to be hosted by our very own Hannah. Yay!
Yay!
So tune in for that. We'll be streaming it, and we'll see you then, and we'll see you next week. Thank you to the team.
Thank you, guys.
Josh, Hannah, Malakai, the audience up here, and thank you for being here, Erin.
Thank
We
you for
love
having me. This was awesome.
Cool. All right. See you guys. Stay safe.